Hi friends and family, I am back. Woo! Yeah! Can't get rid of me that quickly. Anyway, hey, so I just want to say thank you to everyone who was so nice about the first video. I know it was kind of long, close to 30 minutes, which is wow. This one, there's probably a good chance that this one's gonna be just as long, if not longer, who knows? But I just thanks everyone who wanted to watch. I apparently have YouTube analytics once you post your first video, and I didn't realize that you can see like how long people lasted through the video. And so I saw that a very large majority of you only lasted like through 5 minutes of my 30-minute video. And I think that's still great news. Thanks for trying to get through it. It's really nice. So thanks everyone for trying, and thanks to, I think I have 12 subscribers now, which is really exciting. And I have no idea who the subscribers are because I cannot tell who, I don't think I can see them, at least I don't know how. So thank you to the 12 strangers who have subscribed, and even if you haven't, you can always tell me that you have, and I will never know the difference because I don't think I can tell. So anyway, I also want to say, sorry if I'm crooked. I think I'm a little crooked, but I want to say, I was talking to my lovely brother the other day, Quinn, and we were having a nice phone call, and I was like, yeah, so Quinn, did you like watch my first video? And he was like, can I be honest with you? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I couldn't do it, I'm sorry. I guess this is too cringy for my brother to watch. He can't, I guess he would just rather avoid possibly cringing at his sister. So yeah, Quinn pretty much told me that he couldn't watch this because it would be too cringy for him and he wouldn't be able to handle it. And I just want to say, for anyone who thinks that this is cringy, this is way more cringy for me to watch, I swear to God, than it is for any of you. Watching this bag is torture for me. But we carry on because that's just what we have to do for personal growth, I guess. Okay, so I feel like I didn't address on my last video really like why I came out here. So I just wanted to say that I decided to come out here to pursue my my singing and modeling career. I just feel like I have like a really unique look to myself, and I have a unique voice, and that is a lie. I would feel very sad for myself if I actually was doing that, not because people who deserve to do that, who have the correct talents to do that, should totally do that. I do not. But no, I'm not out here pursuing singing or modeling. It's actually funny because boys out here like to point out that they can actually tell that I'm not a model, which I think is an interesting pickup line situation that has a 0% success rate. But yeah, but when I do get around to, it's not like a big secret or anything like why I'm out here, but a big thing is I'm just having like a quarter life crisis, and I've always wanted to move out here, and I just did not like plan well at all. I always knew I wanted to come out here, but I just like never thought the day would come. And then I realized I was like 24 and time is running out, and so I was like, yeah, I need to go do that. And so yeah, so I'll talk about it more whenever I'm not like so far away from what I want to be doing, because right now I don't have a job. I'm unemployed, so I am trying to deal with that again. And so maybe like once I don't feel like such a like piece of shit, no, I don't really feel like a piece of shit, but kinda, then I'll like talk more about it. But I also wanted to say that if this for some reason doesn't work out, if it's just like a really, really bad idea, I have a plan, so I don't want anyone to be concerned about me, okay? Because here's my plan. My biggest worry with this situation is not about like not having my family, because they're gonna be here forever no matter how weird I am. Not having my friends, because I've been friends with them for too long and they're all really nice. At least to my face, which is all I can ask for. They're all really nice, so I don't think my friends are gonna go anywhere. And also I've been friends with them for too long for them to not want to be my friend anymore, I think. My biggest worry is that this is like, would ruin my chance of ever like finding someone who would love me. Really. Like that they think this is like so weird that they're like, wow, I cannot date or marry Sydney, and that every boy who ever sees this would feel that way. I think that's my biggest fear. So my plan is this. This is just a god-awful idea and shit just hits the fan. I will delete everything off the internet, maybe change my name, and move states, and no one will ever know. And then hopefully someday someone will love me because I'm not too weird for them. So that's my plan. So I don't want anyone to be worried about me because I've got a plan. Yeah. And also I wanted to say that I put this off for like a really, really long time because I was nervous about what people were gonna think about me, which, you know, we all, I think, kind of do that. But I just did it for like way too long. And the more I thought about it, I was like what we just talked about my friends are gonna stay my friends and they're gonna love me and support me and think it's great, at least to my face. My family's gonna do the same thing. So like the only people who stop me are like people I don't talk to anymore. Like Ned from sophomore high school algebra. Like, why do I give a shit what Ned from sophomore high school algebra thinks? Or Josh from this other Catholic school that I had a crush on whenever I was 15. Why do I give a shit? You know? And so that's kind of like what I started thinking about, and I was like, you know what? Literally the only people who are stopping me doing this are like people that I don't talk to. So like, why do I even care what people will think about it? And cause like, I'm just trying to like have a good time and be happy. Like, what is so wrong about that? So anyway, if anyone has anything bad to say about what I'm doing, just like trying to be happy, or like or if, you know, you're doing or whatever, if anyone's like too scared to do anything because of what people are gonna say, like I just say fuck it, because it's people who we don't even talk to anyway. And if like someone's watching this right now to make fun of me, awesome, because I will never know the difference, because to me it just looks like a view. So like, make fun away. I mean, I prefer it behind my back, but if you want to do it to my face, I can also take it. I can take anything in stride. So if you want to make fun of me to my face, I say bring it on, because I can take it. Okay? But so anyway, that was my soapbox. I probably went on about that for way too long. But so anyway, yeah, so my last video, right, was pretty long, and there was a few other things that I didn't get to, a few other stories that I wanted to tell that I didn't get to like finish or didn't get to tell in detail. I want to go back to whenever I was living in the studio in North Hollywood. That shit ass studio, right? So once again, it was after the brand ambassador thing. I didn't have a job, which seems like a common theme for me here in Los Angeles. So I didn't have a job. And I like was supposed to go to this event, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to go because I didn't have anyone to go with. But I was like, screw it, you know, put yourself out of your comfort zone, like go alone. So I did. And I was talking to some people about how I was having a hard time finding a job, whatever. And this girl just happened to be family friends with these people who own this classics Rolls Royce and Bentley dealership out in LA, and they were looking for an admin person ASAP. So I gave her my info. Didn't hear from them for a few days, and I was literally actually about to walk out of my apartment to go to another interview for another job that I probably wouldn't want to do for forever. But, you know, it was a job, and so I was walking out to interview for that, and I got a call, and they were like, you know, we got your information. Would you want to be an admin person for us? And I was like, I'm literally actually about to walk into another interview. Can I call you back after? So I did that. And they were like, you know, we definitely need someone for the next 2 weeks for sure. And then after that, you can stay for as long or as little as you want. And I was like, oh, that like sounds, you know, like a great deal, whatever. So I went. It was, like I said, a classic Rolls Royce and Bentley dealership, and it was like a husband and wife who like ran it. So the wife did the office admin stuff. So she brought me in, like literally showed me things like super quickly, like over the course of an hour. And she's like, okay, so can you start tomorrow? I won't be here, just do the best you can. If there are things you don't know, Charlie can answer any questions for you, whatever. So I was like, okay. And so she came back like 2 weeks later. And she's like, all right, Sydney, like we need to talk. So do you want to be here long-term or short-term? Like, you know, because I need to know if I should just keep training you more or, you know, what you want to do. And so at this point, I actually turned down the other job because this one was going so well. So I was like, okay. And before she hired me, she was telling me about how the last girl that she hired, who had been with them for a few years, gave her like 3 days notice and then quit. And she like really talked about how much that upset her. And I was like, I totally get that. So whenever she asked me if I wanted to be here short-term or long-term, I was like, I'm going to be like a nice Midwestern girl. And like, you know, maybe she'll find it refreshing that I'm like trying to be so honest about this. So I was like, you know, I love working for you guys. I love this environment, whatever. Everyone's so great to me. But I pretty much said like, you know, I came out here with like super specific goals and dreams. And so, you know, I am, to be honest, going to keep my feelers out for that quote unquote perfect job. You know, who knows like when that'll happen or anything, but I just want to be honest about it. But I also want to let you know that I would never ever like leave without a proper 2-week notice. And she's like, oh yeah, we totally understand. And so like on our end, we, you know, need to look for someone who definitely wants to be here long-term so I can train them properly and everything. And she was like, so on our end, we're gonna, you know, do the same thing. If someone who we think's a good fit comes along, then we're gonna follow that. She was like, but I think it sounds fair that if we both give each other 2 weeks notice, so no one's left in, you know, a bad position. And I was like, that is like a great deal. That sounds perfect. So I was like, okay, great. So if it ever comes along that they find someone else, I'll always have like 2 weeks to just be like, okay, this is when I really need to get my shit together. So I felt great about that. So I went in the next day and I'm working and whatever. And she comes in and she sits down and she goes, Sydney, I have bad news. And I was like, okay. And she's like, this is going to have to be your last day. Here's $100, I'm really sorry. And I was like, okay. I didn't really know what the fuck to do about that. I mean, I just like took the money and was like, okay, like thanks. She's like, I'm really sorry. And I was like, yeah. And Amelia and I had just got this apartment. So I'm pretty sure I can't remember how much it was, but it was first month's rent. And it was a deposit that we had to put down. So it was like upwards of $2,000 I just put down on this. And I just got let go of my job and was given a $100 bill. So I was like, shit. So I thought I was being nice by being like super honest, and I thought she would think it was refreshing, but obviously not. And I guess that's what I get for being honest. And because anytime I tell anyone that story, they're like, well, of course, you know, you need to lie to people and tell them that you want to be there forever. But I thought that was my bad for thinking wrong. But so yeah, that really put a pretty big kink in my plans as well. So another story, I'm gonna see if I have it on my phone and I can show you, but I like kind of mentioned it last time, another time whenever I was living in my tiny ass studio apartment. So I'm, you know, hanging out there, or I'm sleeping there. It's like 2 a.m. and I don't know why I like woke up and had to go to the bathroom, and I guess maybe it was like kind of a blessing, but anyway, so I woke up, go into the bathroom, and I'm so pissed off because I look in the bathtub and there's a giant ass cockroach in the bathtub. And I was so pissed off because the last thing I wanted to do was deal with a cockroach at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I already fucking hate bugs. And that actually, I've always said forever, the worst thing about me ever living alone, if I do, is if there are bugs, I will have very big issues, because that is going to be my biggest issue, because I cannot kill bugs because they're so gross. But so anyway, I like stood there, and I literally like stood there and like was like frozen, and literally was just cussing at the bug and at myself and being like, are you fucking kidding me, universe? Just like staring at it and be like, I really don't want to deal with this right now, but I can't deal with the thought of a cockroach like running around. So I had to figure out a way to deal with it. So it's in the bathtub, and it's so quick, and it keeps like hiding in like little corners and stuff, and like behind my shampoo and stuff. And so I like finally see it, and I like grab my shoe and I like kind of smash it, and like I kind of keep smashing it, and obviously this like still affects me. And so like I keep smashing it, and like it like kind of dies, I think, and it had like some stuff squirt out of it. Ugh. And so and it was a big cockroach, so it wouldn't go, and the drain was all weird, and so I like push it into the drain, and it was too big to go down into the drain. And so I run water over it for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay, and it's just like still stuck there, and I'm like, I can't deal with this right now. So I leave it there, and I put my shoe over the drain, and I'm like, all right, we're not gonna deal with this right now. So I do that, go back to sleep. The next day, go to work, and I'm like, okay, I'll deal with the cockroach the next day. Go into the bathroom, and the shoe is scooted over, and the cockroach is gone. My hair, speaking of, looks like a cockroach. And the cockroach was gone. So hopefully I can find the video, but oh my god. Okay, this is just too crazy to not fucking share. I killed a cockroach at like 1:30 in the morning in this motherfucking bathtub. And I didn't want to take it out of the bathtub, so I shoved it down the drain and put my shoe over the fucking drain, and I have not touched my shoe, and I come back home and the shoe is moved. So the dead cockroach came back to life, and I don't know where the fuck it is. That was terrifying. And still to this day, I don't know what happened. So my other story is, you know, everyone says Los Angeles' tap water is not really great drinking water. So whenever I was living in my studio apartment in North Hollywood, I would go to like a, you know, little water thing with a jug, and I would get my water that way, and it wasn't the most efficient way. And so I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, oh, a lot of people here just get like water delivery, where it's like they give you big 5-gallon jugs and they deliver it, and they give you a dispenser and everything. And they're like, why don't you do that? And I was like, that's a great idea. So I got all of that taken care of. They brought it to my studio, whatever. Well, so I finished my first few jugs a little bit earlier than the 2 weeks and I was expecting. So I, you know, ordered a few more early and was just gonna like set them out. You know, you set the other jugs out, they take them and they give you the new ones. And so I put that I wanted them to deliver it in the afternoon. So it was like some morning and a few days later, and there's like a knock on my door and I'm like, I live alone and it's the morning time too. I'm still in bed, I'm not gonna answer that. So whenever I do get up, I see that it's like 3 more 5-gallon jugs. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought I put to do it in the afternoon, but never mind. That's fine. So anyway, I took them in and whatever, that was that. Well, so it's like a week or 2 later and like I go about my day and I come back and there's like 3 more 5-gallon jugs, maybe 4 now, because maybe, I think I maybe switched it to 4. 5-gallon jugs on my front porch outside of my already too tiny studio little apartment with, remember, the guy's shit was already too much shit for that little studio apartment, and then I had my shit on top of it. So I came back and I was like, what the hell? And so there was like 4 more big gallons on my front porch that I was not prepared for. And I guess what happened was whenever like I ordered the gallons again to come back earlier, I didn't realize that it stuck. Like I thought from then it would go to 2 weeks. That didn't happen. So the next thing I know, like just for story's sake, these, holy shit, I had, okay, do you see this? They're so heavy too. They're 40 pounds each. I had 14 of these in my little studio apartment because it got so messed up. And I was so pissed off every single time I would come back and be like, there's more? What the hell? So that was just wild. I couldn't believe that was happening to me, to be honest. And yeah, so I just had like 14 of those chilling in my apartment that already like was so full, and the last thing I need was 14 5-gallon water bottles in my apartment. And I think I have a video of that too, so hopefully I can show you that. I really hope I do have a video. Talk about all of these jugs that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, baby. Hi!
Hi. Oh, shit,
I'm talking. Yeah, no, you're fine. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the story that I'm telling. I'm almost done. So anyway, so this was when my car was in the shop because I got in that dumb car crash. So I was Ubering everywhere. And apparently I look a lot younger than I actually am, because everyone out here points out my damn fucking chubby cheeks, which is kind of rude, first of all. But second of all, so one time I got in an Uber, I just sat down, was minding my own business. I like pretty much was wearing something similar to this, I think, and I looked like this. My hair was probably in a bun. I probably almost looked exactly like this. And I sat down, and the lady looks back at me and goes, "You look a little young to be in here without your mom, hun. How old are you?" And I was like, well, I've been drinking legally for 4 years and illegally for 10 if you really want to know. But yeah, and I thought that that was pretty silly because I'm definitely old enough to ride in Ubers without my mom. This just recently happened the other day. So it was New Year's Day. So I was looking very, very rough because I still had my makeup on from the night before. I was obviously very hungover, and I was wearing a pretty thin t-shirt that was like oversized and with no bra. But I like didn't think anything of it because people don't wear bras here all the time and everywhere, you know? And so anyway, Amelia and I were sitting around and we were like, you know what, let's eat like shit today. So I was like, I want ramen, and she was like, cool, will you get me Shell's mac and cheese? And I was like, yeah, I will. Oh God, camera, don't die on me. Okay. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go get this stuff, whatever. So I go to this place by our apartment called Food for Less. And I walk in and I kind of feel like everyone's staring at me, and I don't know if it's because I look like so shitty, because I know I looked really scary from the night before, like makeup all running down my face and shit. Or like I didn't know if it was because you could kind of see like my boobs through my shirt a little bit because it was so thin. But I just definitely thought that people were like kind of staring at me, but I was like, okay, whatever. So I just like brushed it off, and I'm in the aisle, and I'm like walking down looking for our stuff, and I like hear someone in their cart behind me, and they're like kind of making me feel rushed. So I like step over and like let them go past me, and it's this, you know, guy, the shorter guy, and so he walks past me, and I don't think anything of it. He stops on my right side, and I stop, and we're both looking at the same area. We're both kind of looking, and all of a sudden, he goes, "Hi!" And I was like, "Hi, me." I was like, "Hi!" And I was like, he's kind of saying hi like he knows me. Do I know him? And so I was like not really sure what was going on, and he was like, "How are you?" And I was like, "I'm good. How are you?" And he was like, I'm good. It's Christmas time." And I was like, "Yeah, it is Christmas time." And he was like, "Yeah, it is." And like walks up to me and starts rubbing my back. And I'm like sitting here and I'm like, is a stranger really fucking rubbing my back in Food for Less right now? Is this really happening to me? So I'm like, what? So I like walk on his other side, and I'm like, what is going on? And he like is like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I don't know what is going on. I live here." And he's like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Sydney." And he like kept talking to me, and all of a sudden I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I like walked out, and I was like, "Bye." And he was like, "Oh, bye, thank you." And I was like, what just happened to me? Like, what stranger thinks it's okay? I've never looked at a stranger in the grocery store and been like, yeah, you know what? I need to rub their back. Who thinks that that is okay? And I swear to God, those things always happen to me. I don't know what kind of energy I put out. And I still don't know why he did it. If he did, I don't think I knew that guy. So I don't know why, but I am just shocked because have you ever looked at someone at the grocery store who you don't know and been like, I'm gonna start rubbing their back because that's normal? So yeah, that was the most recent like weird thing that happened to me. So I think we're like kind of caught up on the weird stories. There's gonna be like a lot more to come. Okay, so my camera has died 12,000 times now. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I just want to say thanks to everyone who, you know, once again wants to stay in the loop with me and hear my stories and blah, blah, blah. So, I just appreciate everyone so much who wants to stay in touch, and I love you guys, and I'll see you later, alligators, once again.